In this video, we kind of want to do something like this, an in-app chat. Yeah, I got it that you've got a whole lot of other options, you know, stable and fantastic options of instant messaging. You've got MS Teams, you've got WhatsApp, loads and loads of them, actually. So, but here, yeah, we just want to demonstrate how you could achieve, something close or the kind of experience you have when you're using WhatsApp, blah blah blah. So I've called this app Powerapp, if that's cool. Yeah. So yeah, sometimes you just want to keep official things official and some private things private. So in regards to that, you may want to build an in-app instant messenger, an in-app messaging service that can be strictly business. You know, when your chats in MS Teams and all other platforms, you do not necessarily have controls over them and all kind of sorts. But here, when you build your own, yeah, you gotta have control, and of course, you have to tread on the path of caution uh, as the administrator, as a developer, and as the users as well, so that private information would not be let out, and there won't be a compromise of private data. Of course, yeah, here it's just a demo. It might as well be a good service or a good engine where you can where your users can interact primarily or strictly on on the application. Yeah, so let's get started. So I've got this phone image. You could get that from anywhere. You could snap your phone, you could go to Google, get that image in place. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is to overlay it with a background. Yeah, I've also got background. Yeah, pick that and drag it into place. Yeah. Okay, so this is what the database looks like. iMessage, WhatsApp, communicator one, communicator two, timestamp, message status, and a whole lot of. This is the part one of this video, and we're going to be trimming it down to some specifics and to a more realistic situations or scenarios. So I'm connecting that database. Real life, you're never going to have a plain text database for or something that is easily accessible for any messaging app. So, but of course, we're just proving a concept here. So I've put a I put a gallery, and I'm using a button for the text holder. I just want the effect of the coverage. I want to use the coverage. That's the border radius. Just want that effect. Otherwise, it will have just been simpler to use a label there. So yeah, this is kind of the shape I want to achieve. Yeah, you could use anything. You could even use an image and place text on it, depending on the visuals you want to, the UI and the user experience you want to portend. Right, so I want to, just like WhatsApp, I want to make the color, the text holder for the sender to be different from the recipient. You're going to see how that shows here in a moment. I've not chosen the best of colors, but yeah, you can take charge of that. Yeah, so on the unvisible, I'm initializing the colors I want to use. Has a fill color 1, fill color 2. This could as well be defined from the on start of the app or anywhere else. Yeah, let me make that white. Text color. It's white. This color too. Black. So for it's going to be like for a black background, you're gonna have white text, and on white background, you'll be having a colored text, blue, a deep color anyway. Okay, so got that. Can make that more tiny, and we drag that into place. Yeah. So we need a text box to send your messages. Right, have that, and let's also have send button, send icon. Yep. I think let's restructure our database a little here. Let's delete this column. Let's delete this column and let both communicators be in the same column. So the communicator is the ID of the users that are chatting, of the communicators. So the ID will go in there. Imagine it like WhatsApp would use on for your phone numbers or your ID. I don't know what exactly they use. To us, it looks like it's a phone number, but backend, it's maybe a particular special ID. So let's name this TXT message. It's always good to name your important controls. I mean, the controls you'll be referencing in your code. Okay, so let's do a patch into the default, patch into iMessage default, comma, and the field names. So the communicator is going to be a unique ID for each communicator, or phone number. Text message, the text, and the status is alive. So in the part 2 of this, we're going to be making use of that status because we want to be deleting messages or we want to be editing messages. So we're going to be using that status. Because I never believed things are permanently deleted. So I think they are just being hidden when they are deleted. I'm not absolutely right, but okay, so we've added something. Hi dude. So I just use this to just see how it's going on the side. So okay, let's change the fill color. Okay, so that's the fill color. That's the variable we've defined earlier on. I mean, on the on screen of this screen. Okay, so let's change the data source to the actual data source, which is okay. So that's done. Change it to iMessage, and so we pick the message here. So the field, let's just change the field to, let's make it simpler. So if communicator is com1, so this communicator is com1 is hard coded. It's hard coded because it's never gonna change. That's the phone number. So if it's a com1, use that color. Then for the text color now, we're gonna do the same thing. But before that, let's do the the x of the starting point of the message. I mean the x-axis, x position of it. So if it's if you are the sender, your message will be at the right, and if you are the receiver, your message would be if you are the sender, your message will be at the right, while the messages you receive will be at the left. Then on the recipient side, it's the flip side. It's on flip. So it's the other way around. So yeah, so I kind of got that right. So let's duplicate, copy, and paste. That's for the communicator 2. Right. So I've changed the background for that one. Let's change the background. You could pick any background. You could you could use a plain background. So that's text message 1. That's the button. As I said earlier, I chose to use button because I just wanted the coverage. There are many ways you could achieve this. I just decided to pick button. Okay, so let's see if our colors are right. Well, the color, you could actually play around the color, so it's not the primary thing here. It's not the primary thing. It's just to send messages, receive messages, and see how it looks. All right, so the field for that, so that's com2. That's com2. I think I'll probably have to change this color to fixed colors for now. At some point, not really sure what's speaking now. Okay, anyways, let's do the sending for the communicator 2. So the only thing that is changing, a few things are changing, really 2 things. The communicator, which is he is the sender of his own, and yeah, only one thing is changing. The TXT message has changed on its own. Okay, so the X would be to, if you are the one sending, the X will be to the right, far right. For your received messages, it's going to be towards 0. So I want to activate the colors. They are on our screen. Yeah, so it's now gray. So I just needed to create another screen so that I could force the unvisible event. So it's not totally black now. It's lighter black. Right. So let's just run and see. I've got hi dude. It's on the left side for the communicator 2. it's on the right side for the communicator 1. Yeah, okay, I've got something bad with my colors. So I think I should just make it definite. Communicator 2 is black and white. Yeah, black on white, white on black, straightforward. Yeah. So, okay. So let me just copy the formula there. There's the color here. And it's going to be the other way around. Okay, it's all right. I reset. I want that box to clear off as soon as the message is sent. Then do the same here. Yeah. Okay, so it's important to sort messages in the order at which they are received or they are sent. So we're using timestamp, and we sort it in ascending order. Okay, let's run again. Fancy. Okay, let's run. Hey, it's up. Now it shows it was just a flaw of the colors of writing white on white. That's why the text was not showing up. Okay, now we got it. You in today, it's right on the sender side and left on the receiver side. Okay, so the receiver wants to reply now. Yeah, sure. So realistically, these are different users communicating remotely between each other. We're just having them on the same screen for the purpose of illustration. In the real sense, they're going to have their separate phones. And in the real sense of it, you're not going to be seeing the messages instantaneously this way, the way it's appearing here. So you're going to need an auto refresh of the data source at some point in your code, maybe every second, every millisecond, blah blah blah. So when you're doing it in real life, these phones are going to be on different devices, different users, and you're never going to, if they already have that page opened, they already have the messaging screen opened, you're not gonna get real life messages unless you move out of the screen and move back. But of course, you don't want to do that. So you need to put a timer somewhere that refreshes the data source. Yeah, let's continue our chat. All right then. It seems to be going really well. Yeah, you got stuff for me, not really, dude. Haha. All right then. Let me know when you're in. Send. Then you've got to scroll for now. In the next part, we're going to make that more realistic. Send. You send. Maybe at some point we'll be able to put emojis. I don't know. Oh, I see. Can we chat instead? Okay, send, received. Okay, it's a long story. Send, received, and cool. Okay, no worries. Beep you when I mean to send. Scroll, received. Cheers, mate. Send and receive. See you then. Yep, that's it. That's it. Let me know what you feel about this, and if there's any part that's not clear, uh, you can just drop it in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to attend to it. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye.